Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. So I have done my day one for the Out With A Bang collaboration, but I was inspired by a video I saw from Corey Darman from Creating with Scraps, and I thought it would be perfect to go with the collaboration, and it just so happens that one of the collaboration prompts is blooming lovely, so I thought that's going to really go well. So I'm going to have a play. I will link Corey's original video in the description box below. It was part of Corey's 10-minute makes, so I'm hoping it's not going to take me too much longer than that. But yeah, let's have a play. So I have got some acetate, I've got some glue. I'm going to need a cutter of sorts, so I do have one here, and I'm going to need some of the kit page. So I will probably, I might go with something like that. There's lots of different choices in the kit, and there's also loads of different choices in the freebies for the collaboration. The collaboration's running throughout August, and we've got a host of collaborators that are providing videos every single day. It's early days, but it's been fabulous already. So yeah, it's been really, really cool. I have loved seeing everybody's makes, and those that aren't taking part in the collaboration who have still created makes in the Facebook group, which is the Junk Journal Fix with Sunflowers and Doors. They've been so inspiring. So thank you to everybody who's taking part. I'm absolutely loving it. So again, all the information will be in the description box below. So if you are interested, then by all means, we would love to have you join us. Okay, so excuse the noise while I cut some of this. I might go for this one actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this one because it gives me lots of choice. All I'm doing at the moment is I'm just going to cut off the white sections. So like so. And then I'm going to cut some pieces, and I'm going to do an inch. No, I'm not. I'm going to do 1.5 inches strips. So all I'm doing is just cutting down 1.5 inch strips. I think 2 inches is going to be too much for what I'm trying to do, so I'll do the 1.5, and I'm going to cut down 4 strips. That is it. And one more. I've got all these pages that I printed out to demo the kit, and I'm terrible for not using them afterwards then, so I am determined to try and use more of the pages. That is my plan. So I've got 4 of these. They've all got a little bit of florals on them, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them in half. If you've got a scoreboard, you can use that. I'm going to try and get this folded in half. I probably should have scored them, but it's not even, so I'm gonna try. Let's try. Okay, so we've got 1.5. So the score is going to be what, 3/4? That's much quicker. Somebody was asking about this scoring board the other day. On my first video, somebody made a comment to say, what is the brand of the scoreboard and the brand of the bone folder. Well, the bone folder is just a crafter's companion, and it's seen better days because I absolutely batter it. But there is a bone folder that comes with a scoreboard, and it's literally just its score buddy. And this is just a mini one, which is perfect for what I need. Okay, and there you go, you've got a perfect fold there. She says that one hasn't done it perfectly. Okay, the paper's not too thick, so it doesn't need too much manipulation, but you really do need to try and get these even if you can. I may need to cut some of these off, but we'll see. So that is that. I then have my acetate, and this is going to determine how big I want my tags to be, or my journal cards, whatever you want to use them as. So I think I'm going to go with 3 inches. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch there, a 3-inch there, and I'm going to go with 5.5. No, I'm going to go just over that, so that will give me 6 inches in height. A lot of these are going to be covered though, so I'm going to go just a little bit higher, probably 7 inches. So just literally gauge it with what you want to kind of achieve in terms of your length. Then I have got some flowers. Now I do have some baby's breath, which is what Corey had used with hers, and I do love using baby breath, but I've also got these beautiful flowers, and I thought that they might go, the colours might go well with the kit. So I'm going to try and get them out. Without them going everywhere. And I am going to just have a little play with putting these down. So I'm going to pop one there. I do like that one as well. I'm going to pop that there. And I think I'm probably going to go for another one of the big ones if I can separate them. Like that. Okay. I'm not going to glue them down because I don't want that to be shown, but what I am going to do is use a little bit of glue just around the edge of my acetate, and I'm going to glue the acetates together. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect, and don't use much glue because it seeps terrible. It looks like I'm using a lot here, but it's very, very fine. So it's not actually as much as it looks. And I am literally just going to pop that on top of this one. Like so. Okay. I'm going to cut these little bits of flowers off the end just because I don't need them. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my papers. I'm going to make sure that they are right in terms of the fold. And I'm going to give them a little bit of an ink, I think. Yeah, I'll go with some vintage photo. I might do the outsides actually. Once they're on, it'll be easier to work with, so I'll just do the insides for now. And I'm doing both sides, front and back, because you'll see both of these. So I hope you guys are all well. It's a strange old month, August, because it's kind of like the height of our summer, but we're starting to see the weather change again as well. So yeah, it is a strange old month, but the collaboration is definitely keeping me going. So I'm really loving it, and I hope you guys are following along. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my bookmark, tag, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to place that there. That is all that's going to happen. So I'm going to glue it first, both sides. And again, not too much glue, because glue has a tendency with acetate to seep dreadfully. And I do not want this seeping all over my picture. So just chop those end bits off. Then I'll take my next piece, which is going to be this one here, and I'm just going to make sure I've got that up the right way. For those of you who are panicking about it not being enough glue, you can always go in and tidy that up, or you can also stitch around it. And then I've got the top piece, so I think I'm going to use this. This is I'm not so worried about the directional side of that. And I'm going to put that on there. And then put that there. And then I can ink around it properly. I'm using vintage photo just because it's not too dark. I love walnut stain, it's one of my favourites, but it will probably be quite dark for a floral. So I'm using my vintage photo. So that looks like that. And then I'm just going to add some tickets. Get some pinks out and see what I want to go with. I'm going to put the labels down here because they won't show through on the other side because I got so much dried flowers in there. There's tons of these because I ordered a new batch just because I was completely out. And I do love them, but I will be making some homemade ephemera probably in one of my next videos again because it is so easy. Just pop that on there. And that is it. A really simple bookmark or tag. You could cut the edges off that and give yourself a tag look if you wanted to. It's not going to work. It's too thick. So I would be cutting that if I cut that down. But yeah, you can give yourself a tag look on that, add a little bit of embellishments, and these have moved a little bit, so I'm going to have to stitch them down. But yeah, that is it. Really simple journal card or tag, double-sided for your Out With A Bang journal. So a huge thank you to Corey for the inspiration on that. As I said, it's really super super quick and easy. I will put a stitch around the inside of the frame here and around the outside of the frame. Unfortunately, I'm having a crafting space revamp at the moment, so I'm not able to get to my sewing machine, but I will get to the sewing machine at some point and put a stitch around that. But yeah, really, really simple. Put an eyelet in there, some string or some ribbon, whatever takes your fancy, and that would really, really set it off. But thank you again, as I said, to Corey for the inspiration. It is part of Corey's 10-minute mix, and I will pop the video below, as I said earlier. But that is my blooming lovely prompt make for Out With a Bang. Really hope you enjoyed it. Would love to know what you think. Please drop me a comment in the comment section below, and if you're not already a subscriber, we would love to have you on board. I say we, like there's more than one person. It becomes a habit in the end, I think. But no, there is just me. So yeah, would love to have you on board and see what you think. Yeah, I'll leave it there and catch you in the next video. So until then, as always, stay safe, be well. Bye for now.